I hope that squishy brain of yours is ready for brain training. This time it seems that what the doctor is prescribing is a healthy dose of Joy-Con love, as it seems to be taking advantage of a whole bunch of features, some that we actually haven't seen used before. Let us know if this new game interests you, and enjoy. I hope you've been working that big brain of yours, Nat, because brain training is back.
Big brain, eh?
Nat, do you ever train that brain of yours with brain training in the past?
Yes.
You did? You got into the brain training? Okay.
When I was younger, I actually played brain training a fair bit.
Did you?
I would go and do it every day and get my brain aged, yeah.
You're so smart, Nat. I was wondering where these brains come from.
I don't know about that.
You see, here's my problem. I only played it like once or twice, so I'm not a brain expert here. I'm just playing around with my brain. But you're really into it. I didn't know that. That's good. That's good to know, because a new brain training is on the way. It's coming to Switch, and it's got some new features to it that, one, that this gimmicks that I thought Nintendo might be done with, and two, it's actually got one that we haven't seen before but we knew was coming. So we're going to get into that anyway.
Yep.
What do you think about this new brain training game?
I'm not going to lie. I'm actually kind of excited for it.
No, get out. Get out, Nat.
It's definitely a game that, if it comes out here, which I can't see why it wouldn't, because at the moment it's only been announced for Japan.
Yeah.
So I'll be very surprised if it doesn't come out here. But I do, if it does, I will be getting it.
Okay.
Like, obviously I'm not like, oh wow, super duper excited for it. It's going to be the most fun I've ever had in a game.
Yeah.
But like, I am looking forward to it. It's just
Breath of the Wild, move out of the way. Here we go.
like just getting back into those problems, and actually feel like my brain is doing something.
Yeah, see,
I don't know. It's a good feeling.
I like brain training, but to me, it's always been like that type of, I would sit down and play a Scrabble puzzle on the side, or I'd sit down and do something like Sudoku or something like that. Whereas, and that's what this experience is to me. It's like those, but I don't really get into those apart from now and then. It's not the type of thing that I come back to every day and I need to buy my morning paper so I can do that. Now, I'm not trying to say you're 60 here or anything, but
Almost though.
no. Anyway, the game, like I mentioned, has a whole bunch of new features that are coming. I want to just say that I really thought Nintendo was done with the Joy-Con before this.
Yeah, me too. It did seem a bit like they were dying off with it. Like, I didn't think they were completely done.
No.
But they had kind of
I just thought they were
moved
reeling
away from it.
Like, I just thought they were reeling it back. Didn't
Yeah.
know they were going to drive it down a little bit and just say, let's not focus so much on the Joy-Con. But they kind of still are refocusing on the Joy-Con, which
They are.
You know, 'cause the reason I'm mentioning this here is that Labo was done. We didn't see any more Labo on the horizon, so I thought, well, they're done with that.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden at the end of this year, they're like, all right, here's this new fitness game that's going to really take control of that Joy-Con. And now here's brain training, which is going to use all these different features that we're going to go over.
Yeah, and also not to mention the Switch Lite has just recently come out. And there's a lot of things that the Switch Lite can't be used for, like brain training and Ring Fit.
Exactly. And since they were going with the Switch Lite route, does it come with a Joy-Con? I thought maybe this is it. But no. Anyway, the new features that it is coming with is, first of all, one that uses the IR camera, the little sensor in the bottom of the right-hand Joy-Con. And
I think it's about time that they actually use more of this, because off the top of my head, the only thing that I can think of that used it was the eating game in 1-2 Switch.
and
You had to
Labo,
bite your sandwiches.
yeah, that and Labo obviously used it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You just never see it because it's in the
No,
Labo.
but not a lot is not. You're right. Not a lot has used
Yeah,
this feature.
yeah.
I got to admit, I'm kind of glad that not a lot has, because it's that type of feature that like you need to be, I don't know, detaching yourself from a lot of games to be really playing around with. Whereas
Yeah.
this type of game, it might make sense. So you're basically going to be playing rock paper scissors with the screen, I guess.
Well, you won't be playing it with anyone else, so it will be the screen.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, they showed him playing with 2 players actually.
Oh yes, I did, didn't they?
I don't know, yeah. Which is actually another point, is that you can play this with 2 players, and I guess that's the first of the brain training series.
But like, that's huge. It's like, how can you play brain training with 2 people? How is that a multiplayer game?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just some of the games, because they just showed off a couple other games that are going to be using this multiplayer mode, but it's not going to be everything, so we can kind of understand that there.
So you're kind of going to see who's smarter. So me and you are playing it, for example, be like, let's test out who's smarter.
Yeah, I think it's just like a couple of little games, like count the blocks that move across the screen, and if you got that right, yay. The other mode here, the other feature, is one that we saw in the last update. This was the home button LED notification. So the little home button on your right-hand Joy-Con has a light around it that lights up. We knew that was implemented in the last, or not implemented. Nintendo said they're going to take advantage of it.
Yes,
in the
but we
last
hadn't
update.
actually seen anything that's used it yet.
Well, they hadn't yet. They just said it's coming in software and nothing had even touched it.
yeah.
Now, this is the first time that we've actually seen it being touched by some piece of software. They showed in the commercial that basically it's going to light up and your Joy-Con's also going to vibrate. So it's not just that lighting up to let you know of a notification. My guess here is that it's just you haven't played your brain training today. Hey, get on that.
Yeah, I would say that would be it. Do you think that would, like, surely it'd be a feature you'd have to be able to turn off? Because, like, it might get annoying after a while. Be like, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, that's right. Do your training.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm imagining it's a feature that you have to turn on, not even turn off. So I don't think it's just.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Like, because they have that menu there in the Switch now that you can turn on and off those things. So
yeah.
That would be my guess as to what it's actually going to be doing. What's the chance of this coming outside of Japan? Now, we've obviously seen it coming to Japan December. What's the chance of it coming out of there?
I think it will. Like, the other ones seem to do pretty well here, like the ones that came out on the DS.
Like, so I didn't really look at the numbers before this, but I do remember seeing IGN talk about it, and they mentioned a number of like 19 million for the original brain training. Huge.
Okay, wow, that's pretty good.
Well, like, considering that's I just thought this was a niche audience.
Yeah.
Like, and 19 million is not niche. It's pretty big.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, and obviously that was a different time when, we're talking back in the mid 2000s when that came out.
Yeah, exactly. When there wasn't all these apps on your smartphone that you can just use to kind of train your brain.
There's apps on your smartphone. Advertising was a lot different. Advertising's biggest platform wasn't Instagram or something like that back then. Advertising was done through TV, and so it was easier to reach the old folk who were sitting at home listening to the radio.
Like, I feel it won't be as popular as what it was, but I still think it will be pretty well received.
I think so as well, and like obviously it's going to do some numbers, otherwise Nintendo wouldn't be releasing it in the first place.
No, that's exactly right. Like, a lot of people like me who played it when they were younger might just be interested to give it another go.
Yeah, actually, and like I said, I'm saying that I'm basically saying that 19 million was still people over the age of 60.
Yeah, you pretty much are.
I think most of that audience was actually quite young and enjoyed it still. So
yeah, I think it actually had a wide range group.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, and the last thing here, Nat, it is coming with a stylus.
I'm really glad it does, because in the trailer you see that you can actually turn your Switch sideways like you did with your 3DS and write the numbers on the screen. So obviously that's going to be so much easier than, trying to do it with your finger.
Exactly.
So I'm super glad they've included this.
Yeah, it just makes it easier in general. But this is like the first game outside of Mario Maker pre-order bonuses that we've actually seen come with any type of stylus for the Switch. That's cool.
Exactly. Hopefully it's not just a Japan thing though, and it does come worldwide.
I'd have to imagine so, but we'll see. For today's end screen, I actually did a similar one to this on the fitness one, and I want to do one for the brain training. Did any of you guys do anything to keep your brain healthy? Like, this sounds weird, but think about it as like, maybe you do reading, because reading is a really good way to keep that brain active. Maybe you do meditation or something like that on the side. I know I've actually gotten into that recently myself. I'm not going to go into it here, but I've been enjoying that. I'd love to know from you guys if you do anything to just bring your brain happiness. Yeah, let's stop this before it gets any weirder. Bye, guys.